you celebrated Deepavali all 5 days? 3 days. There is a tradition of 3 days also. 2 days. By the way you raised your hands, I can tell you if you are Telugu, Karnataka speaking, or Maharashtrian and Gujarati or Northern Indian. How many of you are Gujarati here? Nava Varsh ki Shubhkamnaएं. Happy New Year to all of you. Tomorrow you start your new year. How many of you knew that tradition, that it was a new year for Gujaratis? You should be knowing. અમે ગુજરાતી છે. So there are various traditions, and it's not like we are confused, therefore we have so many varieties. Variety is a part and parcel of our traditional ethos. But definitely we have 5 days. Some traditions choose to do 2 days, some try to do there are some which are very unique, like it is only the Gujaratis who have uniquely on Deepavali a new year celebrated, whereas the rest of the India celebrates it during the Ugadi, or there is another solar calendar where they have based on those two. Gujaratis have that very unique, and I think if I'm not wrong, you also change the bookkeeping, and that change happens on Deepavali, right? So happy Deepavali to all of you, and I am eagerly looking forward. Yes, please. See, I've been in last 3-4 days, I have been to several groups that had invited me for the speaking on Deepavali. You say namaste, they don't return back as namaste. So I said, let's start from there. Pehle bolo namaste. So, no, to those groups. So I made them repeat like 5-6 times, and then I wished them, no response. What is exciting in my head is that I think by next year we should have Ram Lalla in his Bhavya Mandir in Ayodhya. One of my very close friends, he is in Ayodhya right now, and he is sending me this video clips and photos. It kind of reminds me of all the stories that we have heard when Bhagwan Ramchandra ji was coming back, how Ayodhya was lit. It is nothing less, I would say. So I'm excited for that. Okay, enough of my excitement. Last week I shared another excitement, right? So let us get to Bhajagovindam. In Bhajagovindam we have seen till the 3rd shloka. So we'll start with the 1st shloka, and then the 4th shloka you'll repeat after me. Since the 1st shloka we have repeated so many times and you must have heard it so many times, I'm assuming that most of you can jump along. See, music and me don't go together, in the sense I am not a singer. So whatever little tune that I have learned, please pitch in with me. Don't change the tune, then I will forget the tune. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam bhaja mudhamate, samprapte sannihite kale, nahi rakshati dukrankarane. Repeat after me. Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam tadvajjivita matishaya chapalam vidhi vyadhya bhimanagrastam lokam shoka hatancha samastam nalini dalagata jalamati taralam. Good, good. Tadvajjivitamatishaya chapalam vidhi vyadhyabhimanagrastam lokam shokahatancha samastam. All the pointers that Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji is pointing, they are naked truths of life. But we seldom pause to reflect upon them and take them seriously. Most of it we have taken it for granted. So first one was how we wrongly prioritize. The moment somebody says you have wrong priorities in life, I think it pricks us somewhere deep. What do you mean? Okay, wait. I'll give you examples. This is dhana, wealth. Then the kama vasana, that was the third shloka. And now what is it that we take for granted and we don't pay much thought to it? In the fourth shloka he says, so beautifully also, when you're chanting it, it is so rhythmically written. Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam. So there is that, transition is so delicately placed. Nalini dalagata jalam ati taralam. Nalini is a lotus. Nalini dalagata. Nalini dala, the lotus leaf or lotus petal. Being in water, it has, sometimes water falls on it. We have to put the effort. If water falls on us, we have to put an effort to dust it off and wipe it off. How many of you have seen a lotus or gone into a pond and plucked few lotus? During Navaratri times we used to do that growing up. That we would get into that lake or pond. Without knowing how to swim, I would, because the height advantage, I could walk up and pluck. The leaf has, the texture of the leaf is such that even if water falls on it, it appears like mercury on your hand. Like, it is a liquid and it doesn't have stability and it looks shiny. It's exactly like that on the leaf. The water looks like that. Just a gentle breeze. You just blow on it and the water just trickles down. So the water droplet on the lotus petal or lotus leaf, how is it? It looks beautiful, but it is very flimsy. Like there is no stability to it. A little gentle breeze and it will flow away. Nalini dala gata jalam ati taralam. Very, very unstable. is that water droplet on the leaf or a petal, lotus leaf or a petal. Tadvat, similarly, Jeevitam Atishaya Chapalam. Chapalam, very fickle. What is very fickle? Jeevitam Atishaya. Atishaya, surprisingly, is very, very fickle. And with the last 2.5 years, what we have seen, that the whole world meaning the whole human beings, we were brought down on our knees with one little bug. A virus, small one. That we had to isolate ourselves, put ourselves in 4 walls. That is when we found the loving family, to live with that loving family 24/7 within the same walls, under the same roof, was getting under our skin. One little bug changed so many things for us. But we didn't know who would catch it, why would they catch it. Those who are vaccinated got it, those who didn't vaccinate anyway got it. And the peak time, we knew how much chaos that was there. And nothing was a concrete direction. Lucky that we now have gotten into that courage where we can now come and sit together. Not that the bug has gone, but now we have gathered enough courage to come back. We have found methods to handle. There is a little courage. About a week or 2 weeks ago, I was with a family which took an effort to come and meet. I think we don't have the courage to go into public gatherings anymore. We are scared. I was talking to them about this shloka only. Tadvat Jeevitam Atishaya Chapalam. Chapalam means what? When what will happen to this Jeevita, this life, at what level it will happen, none of us have a grip about it. Do we? No aspect of it is under our control. जब तक गाड़ी ठीक चलता है ठीक है, कुछ कहीं बैठ गया तो बैठ गया. We think we have a lot of control over it, but really speaking, we don't have much control over it. And even a small little thing can bring us to our knees. High fever 3 days. A little headache. So I have never been blessed by it. But those who say they have, those migraines, and it's pretty painful, they say. Teeth can give you a problem. Blocked nose can give you a problem. There is no such pain. When anybody gets any pain, they say, this is the most terrible pain. Every pain feels like that. This is at a physical level. Mind का क्या बोले? Mind has its own mind. Why sometimes there is mood on, why there is sometimes mood off, nobody knows. Why are you like that? Manufacturer's defect. हम ऐसे ही चे. And some days it is like, it's so beautiful, right? What an amazing day. So in Hindi we have these, they say, when somebody says it's such a, must have not seen your own face in the mirror. अपना ही चेहरा नहीं देखा होगा इसीलिए अच्छा लग रहा है दुनिया. These are all, very in jest, but mind has like its own tendency to keep swinging. Sometimes it is excessively there, happy, sometimes it is very gloomy. And our ideas and convictions based on those ideas. Ask a kindergartner, what do you want to be when you grow up? Most of the US based kids, when I interact with that age, when I ask that question, do you know what is the most popular answer? Nuh-uh. That is in elementary school. This is kindergarten. No, those are all still elementary. Specific truck driver. Garbage truck driver. They're so excited. And the parent's heart sinks, especially a Desi parent. Oh, yo, Swami ji, what happened to my kid? I want them to be a doctor, an engineer, something, garbage truck driver. How I relate to it is probably the kid is always with the parents, always homebound. The only thing that is exciting with lots of moving parts and, must have seen the Transformer, the movie I mean. So they see this garbage truck with a limb that comes out, picks up and dumps it, and then there's so many, oh, this is so exciting. I will also become the same. So much fun. Then comes elementary school and you ask them at that time. Then comes policeman or the fire rescue people. And they come into middle school. They want to be a teacher. Some teacher has impressively impressed them, touched them very personally. And that has given them the inspiration. They said, teacher banunga main. And by the time they come to high school, 9th grade, they want to be space engineers, technocrats, they do different kinds of things. Recently, about 3-4 years ago, when it was non-pandemic, a group of kids were like, we want to quit school. What do you want to be? We want to quit school. Why? All those who have quit school have made it big. Apple, Google, Facebook, all those who started these, and they started in their garage. So we will start something in the garage. And that is not something to be scared of. Their minds are healthy and in the right direction. They want to spend their energies towards achieving, accomplishing something. We just have to show them the right direction. Showing and forcing are two different things. So you show them the right direction, recognizing what energies that they have and channelize it in the proper direction. But by the time they get out of one question that every 12th grader hates. Which college? What major? I don't know. That's a decent kid. When a kid says, I don't know, that means that kid is a very decent kid. When you ask the same question, which college and what major, and the kid glares at you. Itna pak gaye hai. Everybody and their mother come and ask the same question. And then they get into college, and in this country, you have the situation of too many options. So many options that until they come to the second year, second semester, when they have to finally pick a major, they're like, what do I pick? Whatever they pick, we know. How many of you are in software industry? How many of you have studied for that software industry to be in software industry? Like, most of them are like, I think it all started with the Y2K, and that trend has continued. With what I have studied and what I do, there is nothing matches. That's when ground reality hits. How many phases our intellect, our convictions have changed. Then comes midlife crisis. Pata nahi yaar, kya kar raha hu main? I don't know, what the heck am I doing with my life? Why am I even doing this? Darn it. I think I need to change the very course of my life. Bro, too late. Feel so strapped, so frustrated, nothing can be changed. Wife, children, house cannot be changed. Education, it's long gone, nothing can be changed. You can change the company, but the kind of work still remains. Therefore, go buy a sports car. That is one extreme. The other extreme, go buy a Hummer or something, outdoorsy where they can go out off-roading. एक बार लुढ़क जाएगा ना, then they'll say, नहीं, that also done. It's a generic pattern that in and through all of these shufflings and uncertainties, when life itself will quit, we have absolutely no say. See, whenever there are these vast destructive calamities that happen, whether it is tsunami or whether it is the last 2 years, have you observed the news reporters? When they speak about it, when they report about it, they'll take you through all the destruction, all the devastation, the number of human losses. If there are children, they would make it a point, these many children lost their lives. We should do something about it. Most of the research that they have done is born out of this one concept, I believe. Because theologically, in their way of religion, they call it YOLO. Do you understand YOLO? You only live once. So many kids come to me and say, Swamiji, YOLO. I said, no, we believe in YOLAM. You only live until moksha. Until then you keep repeating. That is what is our theological belief. But their theological belief is you only live once. Whether you live for a year or 80 years or 90 years, this is the only life that you have. So a lot of technological advancements have done have been done so that they can expand, extend as much as possible. Knees are not working, replace. Hips are not working, replace. Shoulder is stuck, replace. Tick tock, not happening, replace. Pacemaker. Or getting clogged, plumbing. Oh, what does a cardiac specialist do? Plumbing hi to karta. Somehow extend it. However much you provide the support system, how many times have we not seen that a person who has had everything hale and hearty, that went through the annual checkup, just the last month or last week, and suddenly done. That is where, in our way of thinking, in the Hindu way of thinking, we use the word prarabdha. And if you take it only half of that, the principle, then it looks like it is very fatalistic. That we have absolutely no say in it. There is Purushartha also. What does Prarabdha mean? Prarabdha is that which has started. This particular life, this particular body has a certain time to it. To go through certain experiences, certain sets of experiences. And when it has done its purpose, it quits. When that happens, nobody knows. I was with a group of psychiatrists. I don't know how I ended up being there in that forum, because I am not qualified to be on that forum. They are all psychiatrists from different religious denominations. There were some who were psychiatrists and a rabbi. There were various denominations. I ended up in that. Somebody proposed my name and somehow I got, and then I went there. I was least qualified, not even underqualified, least qualified to be representing there. But we got to know each other, and there was friendly conversations even after the. So those rabbis at least met me about 5-6 times even afterwards. They said, one of the rabbis said, being a psychiatrist, we have a lot of patients that come, and I'm talking of this rabbi who was at that time 70-year-old, and he had been a psychiatrist, and he says, most of the Hindu that come, one thing that we find very peculiarly distinct about Hindus is their fear of death is almost nil. The anxiety about death and after is almost nil. Whereas in comparison to the other Christians or Jewish or others, and then he said, probably it is because of your theology where you say that it continues forward. That your life and life after, there is this cycle which repeats. Whereas in the other religions, it is not so. So there is the anxiety of it, the fear of it. That what will happen if this ends? Ours is like we continue forward. Because in our philosophy, the death is not seen as the ultimate end, but it is seen as Gurudev would put it, creative destruction. That one format ends, giving birth to a newer format. It continues forward. It meaning that Jivatva continues forward. But in this cycle, we get caught up in so many priorities which are not of a primary nature. And we take this life for granted. Once, late at night, King Yudhishthira, who had already withdrawn to his quarters, was summoned by a Brahmana who had to perform his son's sacred thread ceremony, Yajnopavita Samskar. So he came to ask for alms. Yudhishthira said, I have just retired. How about I take care of you and your needs first thing in the morning? First thing, I assure you. I will personally make sure that it is sent to you. You will be taken care. At this point, everybody is gone. It will be a little inconvenient. So the Brahmana was set to go. Bhima, from his balcony, he was observing this conversation, and he had a sudden surge of inspiration. It seems outside the palace, this is after the war and they had settled, and so outside the palace there was a big gong, big bell. And it was established that anybody who has any kind of issue, any kind of problem, and you feel that your voice is not being heard, you can come, ring this bell. Wherever we are, whatever day or night or time, we would come and respond to you immediately. This was the promise that Yudhishthira made. Now Bhima, whatever transpired there, whatever kicked his inspiration, he went and started ringing that bell in the middle of the night. And that had been established right when the Hastinapura was recalibrated, and nobody had touched that bell. Everybody was shocked, everybody was surprised, everybody was like inquisitive. Arre? Bell? Everybody ran to that. The whole city came in there. Yudhishthira came by. And when Yudhishthira came, he was not amused. Because who was ringing the bell? It was Bhim. Same palace, man. Bro, you could have come walk to me and talk to me. What is this? What is the need of this? Now justify your action. He said, no, I just came through a revelation and I wanted this to be shared to the entire city, and this was the best method. He said, no, what revelation do you have? He said, it's about you, brother. My brother has won over death. And brother is like, Bhima, are you okay? What kind of claims are you making? He said, no, I just saw your conversation with that person that came for the help, and you responded that you will take care of it first thing in the morning. That means you are assured that you will wake up tomorrow. And only a person who is assured of his tomorrow can promise that. And the person who has won over death alone can promise that. So you definitely must have won over death. We didn't know that. And the city deserves to know. Bharat janna chahta hai. These news reporters these days. Hastinapur janna chahta hai. That you have won over death. Immediately Yudhishthira understood. He said, okay, boy, I get your point. So immediately, whatever was the requirement, he put it in his chariot, went to that person who had come for help and delivered it and said much more. The point being, Nishvase natu mama vishvasah. निश्वास एक्सलेशन न तो मम विश्वास वो वापस फिर से आएगा ये कोई विश्वास नहीं है. As we breathe out, it may be saying tata, bye bye, see you, done. It can. We don't have a confirmed thing that it will come back again. This kind of thinking can lead to two kinds of results. Already we are. Have you heard the story of the monkey? The monkey which was thirsty, ended up drinking the alcohol, toddy. You have not heard of the story? In a forest there were these carpenters. Carpentry and cutting wood is a very hard labor. So to keep their body in the motion, they consume alcohol, local toddy bolte hain usko. Have you heard of Nira? The palmyra trees. So usi ko agar if you keep it for a long period, then it becomes alcohol beverage. So they drink that. There was one bottle, and this monkey was very thirsty. It couldn't find water. It found this bottle and there's some liquid in it. So it drank. First of all, it is a monkey. And then it is now drunk, highly spiritual. If you see the carpenters or those who work in the forest breaking the wood, while they are cutting the pieces, just to keep them ajar, they put pegs in it so that they can hit it in and crack it and open it. As this drunk monkey sat on that log, and the way it sat, that peg got pushed and its tail got caught in it. As it jumped, it stepped on the nail. Our situation will be like that we have too many anxieties, and now this factor, that nishvase na tu mama vishvasaha, it can render us almost hopeless and helpless. That is not the angle with which we have to think and use this knowledge. It is to reevaluate how precious is this moment that I have. Gurudev used to say, very emphatic, the way he would end this is, at this moment, if I were to quit, if I were to be done with this life, will I quit with regrets or will I quit joyously? Are we prepared for that moment? Have we lived our life in that perspective that I have done my responsibility to this point, I have concluded it, and if I move forward, I am ready for the next. But as of this moment, to do everything that I am responsible, I am done. As much as art of living is necessary, how to live, the preparation for being ready to quit also is necessary. कि इस समय अभी कुछ हो जाए, I would say I'm ready. So one of our Swamijis had a very funny way of saying it. if Yama comes and looks at you eye to eye and says, Chalo dildar, chalo. Are you ready to say, Hum bhi taiyar, chalo? I am also ready, chalo. Are we ready? Meaning, we keep postponing a lot of things all our life. And the best time that we have is now. And that is His gift unto us, therefore it is called present. I mean, nobody gave me gifts, nobody gave me this, nobody. However, this moment that we are alive itself is a gift. And what we make out of it is our choice. Whether I come out of this moment bitter or better is the choice that we have to make consciously every single time. That is what ensures that I am making the best choice. So value this moment, don't let it pass by, don't let it go by, don't let it be wasted. Therefore, Sant Kabir Das ji says, Kaal kare so, aaj kar. Aaj kare so, ab. Pal mein parlay hoegi, bahuri karega, kab. That which you have postponed for yesterday, do it today. That which is ought to be done today, do it now. Because of this uncertainty. But even that doha we have mastered and we have changed it. अच्छा आपको वो भी मालूम है? Very good. आज करे सो काल कर, काल करे सो परसों. इतनी भी क्या जल्दी है यारों, जब जीना है बरसों. What is a rush? What is a hurry? The whole life. AI will do it. And I'm sure it does a better job than what we are doing. So let us value this moment and give it the best so that we come out better. And in that is the disposition where we can give the best. So with that, I'll conclude. We will meet next week. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Happy Deepavali once again. Celebrate it with all family, friends. And the key is, Deepavali is sweeter